button as we speak. I'm stepping in for a colleague of mine, Heather, who usually leads these. She's sharp as heck, and I'm hopeful that I can be as awesome as she is. We're asked as trainers here. I've been with this company about 6 years to come up with some unique content, something that you can take away to make your website, your system better, more efficient, more effective. And the topic that I chose for today is we're going to learn how to, you should be seeing my screen now, my hope is, and we are recording. We're going to learn how to create our own categories. If you'll bring your attention to the upper right where I'm hovering over buyer resources, I'm going to show you how you can add your own categories and build custom pages underneath that. So that's our topics for today. Okay, so heck, the possibilities are limitless, truly, on what we can do with these, and we'll explore some of those as we go through. Folks, you are muted as a default. I have no problem unmuting you if that's an issue for you. I'd ask that we use the chat at least initially. That's right here. And if you'd change the to everyone from hosts and panelists, because that just comes to me. That way, everyone else that's on the call can also see your questions, concerns. Please don't hesitate to stop me. I won't stop talking if you don't stop me first. So please, I won't take it personally if we have some questions about that. Is everybody with me so far? Outstanding. Once again, my name is Brett, and it's a pleasure to be here. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. And what I understand, I'm not the actual leader of this particular recurring event we do. Heather is, and it will be posted to our YouTube channel for recordings, and I'll show you where that's at before we end here today. If everybody's with me, I have a few housekeeping items that I'd like to point out to you, and then we'll jump right into today's content. So here we go. From the platform, I would also, and I'm logged in here in a demo account. This is the main dashboard when I first log in. It would look like this, whether I'm an admin or just an agent. And as a trainer here at the company, I'd be remiss if I didn't point out our Agent Quick Start option. I'm in the upper right-hand corner. I'm highlighting kvCORE training. When you first log in, we have something called the Agent Quick Start. If you click on that, it opens up a 4-part training series that you can take at your own pace. Look over here on the left. And the idea is that you watch the short little videos, and then you'll find an option to join our live webinar, which we offer every single week. It's at no cost to you. It's recorded. And heck, I encourage you to come. If you just have some questions, you want to brainstorm, do some workshopping, coaching, if it's pertaining to the topic of that section, you know what I mean? If you're setting up kvCORE, let's ask setting up kvCORE questions. If you want to really get in deeper on your website, we'll go with number 3, watch the videos, and then join our live webinar. So these are always available to you. I just want to point that out. Now, on top of that, pardon me, in the same upper right-hand corner, you're going to see our training calendar. Now, all of us out there, we come from various brokerages and teams across the entire country. Your time zones are a little different. I'm here on the Pacific time zone here in San Diego. If you click on this view training calendar and you pick your time zone, you're going to find our weekly events. Now, we're here today talking specifically about our success meetups, okay, that we offer. Now, if we were doing the Agent Quick Start training, which is specifically for kvCORE, you'll notice the Quick Start Part 3, or on Thursdays, I teach this one Part 4. They're recurring, but just know that the expectation is that you've watched the videos before you show up to those sessions, and that we are going to focus on the content for those sessions. Now, you may, depending on your brokerage, have some of our add-ons that you can add on, namely Core Listing Machine, Core Present, We also have training for both of those items, which you can access from your kvCORE platform. Is everybody with me so far? Questions? Making sense? Nodding our heads? Pardon me for the click around. Technical support. I hope you never need it, but heck, we all work with software, and we know that sometimes there can be a hiccup here and there. Our team is dedicated to getting you fixed as fast as we can. Your best bet is undoubtedly to use the little blue circle here in the lower right-hand corner of my screen. This is our live chat. We have this 7 days a week. Looks like our time is a little high here today. I know with the holidays, probably a lot of people getting in here. If it's super urgent, chat's probably your fastest bet. If you have something that you're seeing, I recommend taking a screenshot and sending it to us. It'll just lessen the amount of time of us going, will you please send us a screenshot? If you already sent it to us saying, hey, I'm seeing this, it shouldn't be like this, send it to us. Chat's your best bet. But if it's not super urgent, meaning I can wait later in the day, maybe you try our email support and you can access that. I'm putting it into the chat right now. It's kvCORE at insiderealestate.com. Now, this is not going to be as fast as the chat, but a case will be created and we will resolve your issue. Once again, if you can, send a screenshot. I really hope you never need it. There it is. If everybody's with me, we'll move on to the action. Not seeing anything in the chat, so I'm going to make that as an assumption of okay. Yes, go. Fair enough. Pardon me. Your website. How do you find it? What can you do with it? And today, as I mentioned, our topic for our success tips, tricks, and best practices are creating your own categories on your website, customizing it, if you will. And folks, you don't need to know HTML. You don't have to know how to program. The beauty of what I'm about to show you can be done by every single one of the people on this call. Okay, so let's explore that. As an agent, as a kvCORE user, if I look to the upper right-hand corner and I find my name and I click that drop down and I select that account menu, I'm going to see some things. Okay. I'm going to give you some pro tips along the way, folks, that are a little off topic, but I think it's important. The first thing we see is what's called our office smart number. We do not call this number, friends. This number calls you. In fact, if you haven't yet, I would recommend that you add this number as a contact to your phone, because if it calls you, it's one of two things. The first of which is, if you've imported your leads and any of your leads call that number, which is advertised on your office website, not your personal agent website, but your office website, whatever office you're a part of, that lead routes back to you. That way no one else gets your lead. If you're working a lead, it's been imported in the system. They call this number, not this one, but whatever on your website. This number will literally call you on your phone. You'll see it come up on your caller ID. Answer it, because it's either one of your existing leads, or when someone signs up on your personal website, which your cell phone is advertised on this site, not that other number, your cell phone's on this one, but that number will call you to let you know you have a new lead. Either way, it's in your best interest to call that number, just an aside. The second thing we see is the email that we log into the system with. When we're doing any testing, you want to create a test lead, you should. Don't use this email to do it. This is the email that we contact you with. We let you know when your leads are saving properties, when they respond, schedule a showing. So use a real email, but please don't use the one you log in with. And that would go double for your agent's cell phone. If you want to test how this number works, great. Add yourself as a test lead, but don't use your agent's cell phone, because this number will call your agent's cell phone. I know that's pretty deep, but that's the basics of it, friends. And this is also the number that we use to make calls from our laptop. Now, you all should have the mobile app downloaded. I know this is kind of an advanced session. I'm just making sure you come to one of my classes, you know these things. Okay. Third one down, 1, 2, 3, after you click on your name, that's your website. Let's go ahead and select that. And that's going to pull up your website. Folks, if you have a login to the kvCORE platform, there's nothing that you have to do. It's been optimized per industry best practices. It's ready to capture leads. Anybody who signs up on this website, whether you paid for it, whether I said, Brett, here's my website.com, they just found you organically, or you use one of our free lead gen tools, and we offer classes for that as well. That's part 4 of the Agent Quick Start. If you want to drop by on Thursdays, we'll teach you how to drive people to your website through social media. But my point is, in all those scenarios, anyone signs up on your site, that number calls you. You see what I mean? So it's either one of the leads you imported or it's a brand new lead. Either way, pick it up, but don't call it. So if you click on part 3, or part 3, 1, 2, 3 down from the top, that's your website. Now, something to know. There is a default lead capture setting for all of us. And unless you've changed it, you get to look at 1, and then when I want to look at 2, it's going to ask me for my info or your leads info. Okay, when I access it, however, and I want you to understand this, looks like I'm already logged in. Let me log out real quick while I'm talking here. If I access this through my system, we know it's you. So the lead capture is a little different. We let you click a few more times before we're going to say log in. But for your client, when we send them there, you pay to send someone there, or you gave someone your website, they're going to get usually the one and then done. Can you change this? Yes. And I'd be happy to show you how when we're going through some of our settings for the website. But just keep that in mind. The lead capture, when you access it through here in the upper right, it's just a little different because we know it's you and you're just checking out your website. But typically it would be, I'm checking out some listings. I click on 1, I click on 2, and it's going to ask me to log in. Okay, so once again, you can change this, but our focus today is to talk about new categories on your website. I just want you to know the basics, if you didn't, on how the capture works and that it's ready to go. You don't have to go set something up. Can I change the background image? You betcha. Can I change the color theme? Easy. We have 4 different templates. You can see here, mine might look a little different from yours, that you can choose, that you can just pick. You don't even need to pay someone to do that. All right. Testimonials, you can pick what we call listing carousels. But once again, today we're focused on the categories. I'm just pointing these out to you as some things to consider. And if you want to deep dive into this, definitely go attend in our Agent Quick Start part 3. Okay, part 3. You can retake this. So after you load into that 4-part course, you're looking for getting familiar with your website, and we'll take a deeper dive on the basic setups of your website. Is everybody doing okay so far? All right, let's get into it then. So you all should have your website pulled up. Forgive me while I pull up to the top. Once again, this is, let's call it our website navigation up here. Find your perfect home. Most of yours probably say search, home value. Yours says sell. If you add a lender, which you all can do, a preferred lender, you can add them to your website, my finance tab. You will all have the Your Agent, which will have your profile, personal listings, testimonials, and your blogs, resources, and then anything else you add after that. So these are going to be your basics that you're going to see. Most of you will have 4. If you've added a lender, you'll have 5. You can add 2 more separate categories. Like, for example, mine is buyer resources, and you can put as many custom pages, is what we call them, underneath there. Like, for example, I was working on a class where, hey, you want to download this free buyer's guide? Great. I made a quick little landing page with it. You put in your email. I found a free shareable PDF through my board down here in San Diego. And you put in your email. I send it. You get to access it or download it, and then I get a lead. So what I want you to be thinking about are really the possibilities are endless. I could have seller resources. I could have showing information, experience. It could be download these guides. I have, and you'll see here in a minute, fun stuff to do in San Diego, or neighborhood specific listings. Maybe you focus on a particular farm or a particular neighborhood and you want to show listings from there. Any and all of these could be a category. So with that in the back of our mind, let's go see what options we have. Two, maybe three articles I want to share with you. One is this one. You don't have to read through it now, but I just want you to put it in your pocket, please. I'm putting this into the chat. This has all our website settings. Now, I know it's long. Here's a pro tip. I don't care if you're a Mac or a PC user. If you hit Control F as in Foxtrot, or Command F as in Foxtrot with Mac, and I wanted to see show me custom pages, and I just typed it in, it's going to show you where that word is listed on the page. There they are. See how it dropped me down to that section? So instead of having to scroll through all, miles and miles of all this website stuff, just hit Control F on a PC, Command F as in Foxtrot on a Mac, and then it'll drop you right down to where custom pages are. But this is a great article. 2, we have another free course, self-paced, and I'm putting this into the chat as well, that will walk you through in detail just about everything you can do on your own without hiring someone to do it. Right. This one that I shared is not an article. This will literally open up the module in your kvCORE. Yes, you will need to log into your stuff, but I thought these would be two good ones for us to share. Finally, thanks for your patience. Let's jump back to the platform and let's get started. We know where our website is. We're talking about custom categories. Let's go create a custom page. We're going to do that over on the left. Everyone, bring your attention over to the left. This menu over here, it follows you around any and all pages you're on, no matter what screen you're on in kvCORE. You can collapse it if you need a little more space. But today, we're headed towards Web and IDX. Web and IDX. Now, let's not pick any of the flyout options we have. Let's just go ahead and either just click right on Web and IDX or go to the manager. I want to see everything. Now, I'm going to collapse my sidebar because I'm on a little laptop and I need a little more real estate. But here we go. If anyone on this call is an admin, just remember you have a scope selector, and in the upper left, where mine says bk.officialdemo account, you can access offices, agents, or yourself. For the rest of us agents, you're just going to see your website. Now, as I scroll on down a bit, there's my name, there's my image. I mean, you folks showed up today after the holiday. I want to point something out to you. If you do not have testimonials enabled on your website, when you hover over your agent, it's because you haven't added one manually yet. Folks, you have to do that for this tab to appear. So let's throw that out as a pro tip. It's aside from what we're talking about today, but I really want you to have this up here. So if you don't yet, in that Web and IDX, under website content on the right, just go ahead and view and edit. And then in the upper middle right, you're going to hit this green add testimonial button, and you have to add one manually. That's right. Who wrote it? What did they say? Hit add, hit a refresh on your website. Pardon me one moment. Excuse me. And then that will now appear. And this is important because some of the emails and texts we send to your folks with our drip campaigns over time, point them there, especially after you close them. Here, let me, tell me what you thought, on my testimonials. So make sure that we all have that enabled. If you've done that first and you added one manually, then and only then can you connect your Zillow reviews. So not one before the other. And if you have done that and you say connect Zillow reviews, put in your login email for Zillow or your screen name, hit save, and then those will appear on your testimonials page over here on the far right. It'll scooch it over a little bit. Okay, so this is a little pro tip for you there. So categories, custom pages. Let's back up one to the main Web and IDX section where we were just at. Another pro tip, sorry. You might say, I don't have an image there. It's just that silhouette avatar sitting right there. We learned about that in part 1, getting set up, but I'll just show you that if you want your image, and let's look at my website, that's the same one that appears right here in the center. You need to do that over in your My Profile. If you go over to My Profile and you select Edit, you can upload your image right there. So that's how you get it on your website, if you were wondering. That's all I'll say about that. Let's get back to the Web and IDX, and let's talk custom pages. Why custom pages, you might say? I thought we were talking about categories. Well, we create the categories in the custom pages. I'm going to show you where we're going to end up, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to create a custom page. If I look at my name here, and I look to the right of that, right above my image, and I go to Edit Settings, okay, and I come down to Custom Navigation, if you'll notice on the inside left from that regular gray menu there, you're going to find a couple options: Custom Pages for Navigation, and select Categories for Navigation, which is what we're focused on here today. Let me put this in the chat, and on the recording you'll see this on your chat transcript, so you'll be able to say, well, which one did he say? We're going to use this one. Now if you'll notice, if I click in the drop down, look how many different categories I've created, just to get your mind kind of thinking. New neighborhoods, community resources, North County communities, North County home deals, fun stuff in San Diego. I don't know, how about income properties? North County beach town, North County deals. Here's my free buyer's guide, buyer resources, lease application, mortgage resources, a particular neighborhood. How about you just deal with new construction? Here's one I did for a lady, North Carolina homes for sale. Local information, seller resources. If I was doing recruiting, I could make one join now. Now, although I have this many, I can only show 2 at a time, but that doesn't mean I can't change them as time goes on. Now, we have to go create a custom page first before I can come back here to pick that category. So I just wanted you to get the big picture of where we're going. So having known that, let's go ahead and back up once again to where we were just at in the Web and IDX main section. We're going to bring our attention over to the right under website content. I'm going to locate custom pages, and I'm going to view edit. And this is where we do it. I have many custom pages. You can see I have over 42, in fact. You can stack, if you will, as many custom pages as you want underneath a category. If I can only have 2 categories, I can put as many custom pages underneath each one of those categories as I want. You know, buyer resources, I could stack 10 things underneath them. Fun stuff to do in San Diego, I could stack all kinds of fun stuff to do in San Diego. Maybe it's school information or something like that. Now, what's really cool is the first one I ever created, I just called test and saw how it looked. You can turn it on or off at whim. You know, it's like, it looks good, doesn't look good, etc. So let's talk about how to build one of these. Over in the far right, there's a little green button. It says new page with a little plus button. Does everyone see that kind of in the middle? New page. Let's go ahead and click that. This is where we create categories and the titles of our custom pages. So for example, title and category, a title on my website, the title under my category of buyer resources is Free Buyer's Guide. That's the title of my page. My category is buyer resources. My custom page is Free Buyer's Guide. My second custom page underneath the category of buyer resources is test drop down number 2 or test drop down number 3, just to get an idea. Okay. So what you're calling the title, I don't know, what do we do? Let's call this one today holiday, just for fun. This isn't really use case. Holiday deals. Okay, I'm going to call my title holiday deals. So that would be the title of my custom page. And you can change this at any time and come back and edit it. Now the next one is category. You want to create a new category and put it on your website? Outstanding. What is it going to be called? If I've created it before, I can reuse it, meaning, let's say I went holiday deals and I wanted to drop it underneath a previous category I made called North County Home Deals. Then that holiday deals would go underneath that category. So if you've used it before, you can continue to put other information underneath that category. Now, if you're creating one for the first time, you're going to move over to the right where it says or create your new category. So I might say Christmas holiday category, just for fun. So that means I'm creating a new category now, and it's called Christmas holiday category. Is everybody with me so far? Category is the starting point. The category, like buyer resources. The title of the page that'll go underneath that would be holiday deals, and I'll call this actually North County holiday deals. I live in North County, so okay. Okay, let's move on down to the content. Now in here, what do you want to put in there? Do you want to put a picture? Do you want a YouTube video? Do you want a link to a list of properties? Maybe you just want to type something out. Let's explore a couple things that we can do here. Let's start with the video. Now, we only support YouTube videos at this time. But let's say you wanted to drop a video in there so that when I clicked under your category, I saw a video when I first clicked here. Let's do that as a use case option. First, I might, I could say, hello and good day, just to show you, how text might look. Here is my video. Okay, so now you will have to go to YouTube. You will have to have your video on YouTube. You're going to, let's just pick one randomly. I'm going to go to YouTube. I'm going to pick something hopefully appropriate. There's one right there for Inside Real Estate. I'm going to go ahead and click on it. Yes, I got it. Stop it. Let's click on my video. Sorry. Let me get through this little ad. God bless America. All right, so now I have my video here. No, I don't want to trial. Once you have your video ready and up, what you're going to look for is the share button down at the bottom. But we're looking for something very specific. It's called an embed code, E-M-B-E-D, embed. We're embedding it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit share. And the very first option, notice these angled brackets and the white little button here. It says embed. We want to go ahead and copy that because we're going to use that in our custom page. So I'm going to copy it. Whoops, sorry. First click embed. Then over on the right, then we can hit copy. Okay, and at the very bottom, it'll say copy. So you don't have to worry about all this HTML code or whatever, but you're just going to copy it. You're going to come back to the platform, and you're going to find that very same exact symbol, those two angled brackets. It's up at the top. If you'll notice, paragraph, bold, italic, increase, decrease, indent, and then there's something called source code. So if you click on source code and you go ahead and pop that embed code in there and you hit save, you just added a video. It's that easy. So if you wanted to add that, once again, I'll do it one more time. Go to YouTube, pull up your video. Work with me here, people. And then at the very bottom, underneath that video, you find a share code. You're looking for embed. Select embed. Then over on the right, if you scroll on down just a little bit, there's going to be a copy button down here. You're going to copy it. You're going to come back to kvCORE, and you're going to find the source code selector up here, the two angles. You're going to select it, and you're going to paste it in and hit save, and that's it. And you just added a video that will now appear on that page. Let's add a picture, for example. Maybe you want to add another picture or something like that. Let's see here. Hit a return. If I wanted to add an image, at the far right, there is an insert edit image option. It looks like, what is that? A little mountain and a sun. Go ahead and click that. Now I can pull a picture from my machine. At first, you're like, what is all this stuff? You just want to upload. So pick the second option. And then you're going to be able to browse for an image from your machine. Okay, so let's see if I can find something appropriate here that I have. Recents. I don't know. I'm so sorry if I don't have anything. Let's try. I don't usually do it on this machine. There's an IRA logo. I'll pick that one. I'll open it. Hit save. Now I just add an image. That could be a logo, for example. Let's do one more use case. How about North County deals? I'm going to blow your mind right now. I'm going to hit a return. Leave this here. Okay, and I am going to, bear with me here. I'm going to pause for 1 second. I need to open one more instance of kvCORE here. Bear with me. 2 secs here. I have pretty decent internet. We should be able to find this quickly. Bear with me. I'm on a pause for the screen share for the moment. It's thinking about it. There it is. Okay, so let's jump in. There we go. And I'm going to go and navigate over to lead engine. Let's say I wanted to do some deals in North County, San Diego, California. How about reduced? I'd build a squeeze page. Now, this is a little beyond the scope of what we're talking about today. It is recorded, so forgive me if I move too fast, but keep it in mind that this is how I would create a link on my custom page. I would say, okay, IDX squeeze page. I'd pick my website. That's your domain. I'd pick my area and North County. Let's do Carlsbad. I'm going to type in Carlsbad. And when you do that, when you create a squeeze page, we're syncing with your MLS. So just give it a second or two to sync. And I'm going to say, okay, I want to see everything in Carlsbad. I'm going to come down to options, that reduced. I'm going to generate a link. Always use the long link unless you're posting to Twitter or sending a text, period. I'm going to copy that link. So all I did is I picked my location. I picked an option of reduced. I generated a link. I copied it to my clipboard. Let's see what my results are. Let's go ahead and let's see what we have here. Looks like I have 29 properties that in Carlsbad, California that have reduced in price. So I know, okay, I got some good data. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to my landing page or my custom page, and I'm going to say, click here for recent, or let's just call it deals now for great buys, I don't know, in Carlsbad, California, right? So then I'm going to come to the top and I'm going to find that little, see that little chain link? This is how you can make it look pretty. so that they don't have to copy and paste your link into a new browser window. This will just take them straight there. So I'm going to click that link. I'm going to pop in that squeeze page link that I just checked for all reduced properties in Carlsbad. And my text to display, I'm going to say Carlsbad home deals this holiday season. Save. See that down here at the bottom now? So now they can just click on that. I'm going to do another enter. You know, if you want to say thanks, hello, goodbye. But so far what we did is I put in a little text. I added a YouTube video. I added a logo. And I added a clickable, searchable link. And something to note that you might not have known is when you create a squeeze page, these are dynamic. You know what that means? That means if I use this same link 2 weeks from now, whatever the results are per your MLS, that's what's going to show. Meaning it always updates about every 10 minutes. You know, if something went off market, it went pending, it went contingent, withdrawn, whatever the case may be, I don't have to build it again. So what did I do? Let's scroll all the way back up to the top. I created my title was North County Holiday Deals. The category was Christmas holiday category. Then underneath that, once you'll see here in a second that the drop down, it'll say hello and good day. Here is my video. It'll have my logo, and then there'll be a link for property that have reduced, properties that have reduced. Now, let's see what else we see. You might say, what is this URL? Should I be using that one instead of this content? Well, it's possible. We're going to skip it for today, but what this does is directs them somewhere else. So, for example, if I just wanted to direct them straight to this, my squeeze page on my website, and I didn't want to say anything, and I didn't want to add a video, and I didn't want to put any text, and I just want them to go straight here, I would skip all the content, and I would just put that very same link right here. But let's focus on the content for now, but that's what that means. The slug, this automatically fills. North County Holiday Deals, yep, that's what I called it. That was the title of my custom page. Okay, cool. Now, the next two, folks, I am not an expert, nor is Inside Real Estate. I mean, my advertising team has skills with this, but just like many things as real estate professionals, you know, if you want legal advice, go talk to a lawyer. If you want mortgage advice, go talk to a mortgage person. We can Google a lot of this, meta tag description, meta tag keywords. This does help your page get found. Let's do a quick Google on it. You know, this one says put in meta tag keywords. In my example, this might be Carlsbad, North County, San Diego, reduced homes. I might put in like keywords like that. And they also want a an overview of what the page actually is. This helps you get found when someone's typing in, I want real estate for sale in San Diego or wherever you're looking at. Okay. They're not required, but I would recommend doing a Google on it and put something in here. The RSS property feed, also optional, not required. Now, what's cool about this, if you're familiar with RSS feeds, you can connect a live blog, if you will, or a feed, maybe from your, I don't know, I can't even think, your board, you know, maybe it's your local board that has updated blog information. If there is an RSS feed, which all of you do have, you can literally connect that to that custom page that automatically updates, right? I mean, when you read this right here, what does a feed do? An easy way to stay up to date with your favorite websites, such as blogs or online magazines. So if you had a blog that you thought was good info, I could put that link onto my custom page. Okay, something to think about. You don't have to do it, but it is an option. Finally, we're almost done, and I'll check your chats. Thanks for your patience. Add to child sites. What the heck does that mean? Well, for all of us as agents, it means really nothing. Because if I'm an admin, think of the admin or your broker as the parent. All agents were childs of that parent. If I was creating something and I wanted this page to be on all my agent sites, I would say yes. So I could create something for you and put it on all your sites. But for us, it doesn't matter. You could say yes, you could say no, just leave it alone. You're good. And we're ready to add. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and save this page. I'm going to get notified that my page was properly saved. And we're going to move on to the next step. Let me check the chat here. Bear with me. Wait, what are you doing? Embedding or what on a custom page? What are you on the site WebInIDX? Tim, what I did was I went to WebInIDX. Then I went to custom pages. I pulled up a brand new custom page. And I showed you how you could, if you wanted, add a video to the content of that page. I think it'll make sense once I show you the final product here. You don't have to do that. I just thought I get it asked a lot. So I'm embedding a video on a custom page, which would be an example of, if I'm back on my website here, let me test this one, for example. There's my drop down. That is what we would see. I added an image and I added a website on my custom page. So that's what I did. What we're learning how to do. Okay. So bear with me. Kim, when you created the squeeze page, will it only display homes that are active with the reduced prices? Correct. Kim, based on your MLS. Yep. Where can I make sure that exclusion of pending, sold, etc.? There is a way you can do that. I want to stay on topic here, or I'm going to lose you all here in a sec, but there is a way you can do that. You know what I would recommend? Kim, ask my technical support team. I'll show you here real quick how you can do that. What you do is you go back to your WebInIDX. Sorry, I lied. I'm going to show you here real quick. Just for anyone that's wondering, you do have the option to display what type of listings. Do I want pending shown or not? Go to your WebInIDX, go to edit settings, and go down to listings on the inside upper left listings. And once you get to listings, you can select what you want to display. You see what I mean? Like pending, contingent, income. If I unselect them or not, okay, is what we'll display. You hit save, and that's literally what you're doing right there. So if you have any issues with that, go ahead and check out our support site. We have a bit more to do, but good question. Okay, good job. Only active. Okay, perfect. Okay. Good questions. Okay, let's keep going. Thanks, everybody. You're doing great. All right, so we created our custom page. Get back to that. What did I call that one? And you'll notice I'm only showing 10. I have a 43 here, and I think I called this one, was it holiday? Yep, North County holiday deals. That's the one I just created. Notice that you can publish or not, which means if I turn this off, it's gone. But just because I created this custom page doesn't mean it magically displays on my website. I now need to go make that decision over in another section. So before I do that, is everybody with me as best you can? At this point, we created a custom page. We added some content. I created a custom category. Now that that's created, I'm going to go back to the main WebInIDX section. I'm going to go to edit settings, which is directly to the right of my name. And I'm going to go down and find in the inside, let me collapse this, the inside vertical menu here, custom navigation. Now, if you'll notice, I have select categories for navigation. Buyer resources. Let's go back to my website. Buyer resources. I selected that. So if I want to select a different one, whoops, where am I? I lost my page. Sorry, everyone. There we are. I want to click the drop down, and now I just need to find my new category. What was it? It was holiday North County deals. I got quite a few of them here. And if you don't see it right away, I have multiple pages open. Just hit a refresh. Oh, there's my Christmas holiday category. There it was. Hit save. Something to note, if you're ever wondering, what does use parent mean? Use parent means if you don't like what you did, or you're like, I wish I wouldn't have done that, it'll reset it back to the way it was. Back to the way it was. So I hit save. I'm going to go back to my website. I'm going to hit a refresh on my website. And what do you know, folks? Take a peek up top. Christmas holiday category. Just like that. Right next to my buyer resources. And what do I have underneath? North County holiday deals. That's my custom page. Okay, I'm going to show you how to add one more underneath this category, but that's how easy it is. If for some reason when you hit refresh, it doesn't immediately appear, give it 15 minutes. You could clear your history. I know a lot of us don't like to do that because you might lose your passwords and your logins and all that jazz. Typically, it takes 15 minutes. Hit another refresh. This is going to appear. In my experience, it happens pretty darn quick. Let's go ahead and click the custom page underneath my category, Christmas holiday category. If I click on North County holiday deals, what do you think I'm going to see? There's the YouTube video I just added. There's the logo I added. At the top, I say hello and good day. Here's my video. That was my text. Remember that squeeze page I added, Kim? Click here for Great Buys in Carlsbad, California. And I put a nice little link in here. If I click on that now, I'm going to go to those results. And those results will change. You know, a week from now, maybe there's 39 or 12 or, you know, whatever it is. So you don't have to redo those categories. Now, it's really cool. You're going to find the more custom pages you build, they actually live somewhere, even though I can only do 2 extra up here. If you'll notice, I have buyer resources. That's 1. 2, Christmas holiday category. Those are the max you can do on your own, but I can, as I mentioned, stack as many things as I want underneath them. Okay. So just, if you go over to resources, everything I've ever created over here on the left, every custom page, every category, all are here. So let's just see some of the ones I've done over time. Business associates, home inspector, lender partners, buyer resources. There's my new Christmas holiday category. Here's community resources, you know, commercial properties, deals. This is the beginning of the pandemic. Donate toilet paper. My areas. I did a free buyer's guide. Income properties. Join now. Lease applications. You get the idea here? So all the ones you can create, all you got to do is just create categories and then put custom pages underneath them. North County beach towns. Here's North County communities. And each one of these I built, for example. Well, that's just a picture I built, not that great of an example, but you get the idea that I could have videos, I could have links. I created one for sold properties, trusted resources, lenders. So that, my friends, is the short of it. Now, what I'd like to do now is let's stack one more underneath Christmas holiday categories so you can see how easy it is once we created that custom category. So I'm going to go back to kvCORE. I'm going to go back to Web and IDX, get us all started in the right spot, excuse me. I'm going to find custom pages again. I'm underneath website content in the right, and I'm going to view and edit. I'm going to once again create a new page. So now what I'm doing now is I want to put something else, pardon me, underneath that Christmas holiday category. So let's just call this one, what was my other one? North County deals. Let's call this one beach front homes with views. Select category. Now I'm not creating a new one now because I already did. I just want to go stack it underneath that one I just built. So what do? I go into select category. Which one am I looking for? I'm looking for Christmas holiday category. Okay. Then I decide, well, what do I want to have underneath there? Now, the easiest thing here, instead of a video, instead of an image, what I'm going to do is use another squeeze page. So I never have to do it again. So I might say, here, let me hit a quick refresh. Sorry about that. My computer's being a little ornery with me here. Let me try this one more time. We're going to call this beach. Whoops. Front homes. I mean, I don't know how you wouldn't have a view with beachfront, but I'm just saying they're front. Okay, and let's find Christmas holiday category. I come down into my content. Now, here's the thing. Remember how I said this, I showed you how to embed a video here. I showed you how to add an image here. I could put a link here, but maybe I just want to drive them straight to a link for beachfront views with homes. How would I do that? I'm going to go create a squeeze page, and in this example, I'm going to use this URL option, but here's a little trick. It says this field is required. Drop a period in there. And then I can move down to the URL. Little trick I learned there. So what do I put there? Let's go back to kvCORE. Let's go back to our lead engine. Let's go to IDX squeeze page. So I want lead engine, IDX squeeze page. Pick your website. Start building. Okay, so what did I say? I said beachfront homes with views. So I'm in Carlsbad, so I'm going to once again pick my area of Carlsbad. I'm going to just wait for a second for it to pop there or decay. Now I have city, area, neighborhoods. I'm going to pick the city of Carlsbad. I'm going to come down to options. Now, folks, this is not exhaustive, meaning it isn't like keyword that is coming here. You have keywords when you're setting up a search for your clients individually, and your client searching on your website can use keywords, but for our advertising, our marketing, our lead gen, we're limited to about these 20 options. But you know what I know we do have? I know we have water view. Okay, there's water front. Or I could just say views. See if any of these fit the bill. I think that one might be what I'm looking for. Okay, that's about it right here. So I put water view. Let's see if I have water. Bear with me here. Waterfront. I don't know if I'll get any, but I'm going to try something to note about this. These are and functions. So if I'm saying I want a water view and a waterfront, it has to be both. It's not saying or. I don't know if I'm going to get any, but I'm going to try. I'm going to generate the link. I'm going to copy the link. I'm going to open up a new web page, and I'm just going to check it. I just pasted that link in there to see if I got any. Wow, I got one. So I have one that is a waterfront and a water view. Wow, 879,000 condo, 1,500 square foot, 2-bed, 3-bath. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, so it works. I have some results. So now I can go back to my custom page, and guess what? I just paste that link right in here. And it will update. Like tomorrow, that one might be gone. It might be 0. So something to think about. Slug, you don't have to fill it in. Meta tag, same. Keyword, same. Property feed, no, you don't have to. I recommend you do both of these. In fact, since we're here all together, let me just show you something. I can Google just as easy as you. Meta tag, keywords. Yep, keywords. I like this one, right? This is a good one. This will help you kind of think about, hello, there we go. What you might want to put in there, because this does help people find you. Google uses this for indexing. Sorry for the long link, but this is safe. I've used it before. So, okay, we look good. And what am I under? Remember, I put us under the Christmas holiday category. I called it beachfront homes with views. I'm going to hit save. Guess what? That was it. I'm going to give it a sec or two. I'm going to go back to my website. I'm going to hit a quick refresh. There's my Christmas holiday category. And what do you know? Everyone bring your attention to the upper right. That's the first one we did, North County holiday deals. But now it has said beachfront homes with views. If I did my work right, when I click on this, it's going to send me straight to the results. There's my one. So that's another way you could do it. So you could go on and on and on. A lot that I see in use, I've seen people put buyer resources, maybe they make a second one that says seller resources. Maybe you do, you focus on new construction, new development. I could call it new development. Maybe I deal with relocation. Maybe I deal with fixer-uppers. So any and all of those. And if I wanted to change one of these and I said, I don't want, it's January now, I don't want this anymore. Great. I would just go back to my custom pages and I could turn that thing literally off and it would be gone. Just like that. You'll notice I have some like crazy neighborhoods I put in here and beachfront views with homes. See how we're doing in the chat. Okay, so the drop down is the Christmas holiday, correct. That is the category, correct. So let me check mine. Yep, you're on it, Tim. And the good news is here too, don't worry about messing up your website. Create one that says Tim's Test 1, and then you can just turn it off if you don't like it. So there's no limit, and then you can say, oh, I see how that works, kind of thing. So I'd recommend for all of us, just create a new page, pick a category. Remember, and let me go through these steps. Step 1, create the custom page. That's where you create the category and the title. Once that's created, then you back up. You go back to the main Web and IDX section. You go to edit settings right next to your name. And then you find custom navigation. And that's where you decide what goes there. So if I go then, okay, cool, I just created this new one. I'm going to go to custom navigation. You'll notice that you have 2 options for select categories for navigation. For this discussion, folks, just pretend this one doesn't exist. I want to keep this as simple as I can because you can make a custom page part of it, but just forget about that right now. We're creating a category and we're stacking pages underneath that. So if I said, oh, I don't want the buyer resources there anymore. Okay, exit out, hit save, go back to your website, hit refresh. Well, maybe twice. You remember what I said about 5-10 minutes. This one's going to remove. So I can just get rid of it, or I could just turn it off, really, if I wanted to. So what do we think? I feel like you might be able to at least give it a shot, see what we can do. Let's see. Okay, I don't see where the name, see where I name the drop down title again. Okay, well, let's just take another look at that. Let's go back to Web and IDX. No problem. Web and IDX, and I'm going to go to custom page, and I'm on the right underneath website content. I'm going to find custom pages. And I'm going to view and edit. Once you come to view and edit, you're looking for the new page in the right hand side. This is the title. So the title in our example is Free Buyer's Guide. The title is Beachfront Homes with Views. The title is North County Holiday Deals. Okay, those are my titles. After you've created the title, your next option down is, well, what category do you want it to go under? If you've never created it before, then just go over to the right and create it. You know, create new category now. And once you do, then it will be available for future for you to put stuff underneath. If you've created the category, it'll be available in the drop down. So you first have to create it the first time. Then when you come back and you want to put something underneath, you can. Right? I would start personally with playing around a little bit with the content, you know, and like, you know, put some stuff in here, you know, maybe add an image just so you can kind of see how it looks, kind of thing. Here's one, I think, from my wife or something like that. But what the point is here, just kind of get an idea how that looks. And if you just want a straight link to somewhere, then just use that URL. I tell you, once you run through 1 or 2 of these, and even if you hate it, Tim, just unpublish it, just flip it off, and then it'll be gone from your website. Or you can just delete it. Absolutely. And no one's going to see it, you know, by 5-10 minutes kind of thing. You know what I mean? Megan, hi, can you add a pre-made PDF to this page? let's say I have a buyer's guide PDF saved on my computer, but I want to upload. Okay, we just hit the end of my hour, but Megan, if you want to stick around for 5 minutes, I can answer it for you. Yes, you can. Everyone else, this is recorded. It will be uploaded to our YouTube channel, and I'll make sure everyone on this call gets a link to do that. So just hang tight on that. So Megan, here's the thing. You got to use Google Drive to do this. So here's how you would do it. Because I did something similar. Let me turn mine on for you, in fact. Let me turn off, where is it? Bear with me. Put me on the spot here. Good spot. Go to Edit Settings, Custom Navigation. I'm going to get rid of my Christmas holiday category, and I'm going to pick my free buyer's guide. I just built this one not too long ago. I'm going to hit Save. Come back to my website, give it a refresh, and hopefully it works for me. It might not yet. Give it a couple. We'll let that, just think about it for a minute. But I'll show you how to do this. So what you're going to have to do is you got to have G Drive. And if you have Gmail, this is free. So you're going to go to your drive. So I just opened a blank page. And with Google, you know, you get Gmail, you get the Gmail calendar, you get Google Sheets, you get Google Docs. You know, Docs are like Word docs, Sheets are like Excel spreadsheets, but you also have a drive. So when you pick the drive, what you need to do is you need to upload your PDF to here and then make it shareable on the internet, and then I can put it on a custom page. So once you get to your G Drive, and forgive me here, folks, I do have I'm late to another meeting, but I want to help you out here, Megan, for a sec. When you see my drive, you're going to click it, and you're going to upload something from your computer. In your example, a PDF. So I'm going to say File Upload. Now, I don't know if I actually even have any PDFs in here. Gosh darn it. Sorry about this, everyone. I don't know. Let's pretend I did. Do we have any PDFs here? I usually use my other computer. I have an issue with it. Okay, so let's say you have your PDF here, which I'm not finding. There's a JPEG. There's a, gosh, I don't have a PDF here. There, oh, there's one. Perfect. All right, so here's our fall release. So I upload my PDF and I say open. Once I've uploaded this to my G Drive, this might take a sec. It's gonna, oh, I'm done. I'm gonna pull up that document that I just uploaded. And what you're doing here is you're sharing it with the world. Now it's private, don't worry, no one can get into your system. And the way we do this, in the upper right, you see these triple vertical dots, upper right, this is how you can choose to share. So to do what you're saying, I would click here, I would go to share, and then you can choose who gets to see it under access. So what I would do then is I'd click the drop down and I'd say anyone with the link can view, not edit, but view. Once I've done that, I'm going to copy that link. I'd say done. I'd come back to kvCORE, back to Web and IDX. Sorry, I got to speed this up, folks. It is recorded. I'd go to custom pages on the right, view and edit, new page. Since I was on free buyer's guide, I'm going to call this, let's just call it fall. This is our kvCORE fall release doc, or we'll call it PDF. The category would be what? The category I created, free buyer's guide, or whatever you decided to be. I'm going to do my free buyer's guide. Now, I'm not going to put anything in here. I'm going to put that actual link into the URL so that when they click on that, they're going to open up that free doc. Don't worry about anything else. Hit save. You just did it. That's how easy it is to put. And you know what I like doing with those is you can then, this is way beyond what any of you probably want. I could build a landing page. And then I could say, download this free, PDF, and I'd put that same link and I could direct it to your website. So when they say get the PDF, they would end up on your website to download that doc and you'd get their email. is the idea here. Let me see if this is working for me yet. Sorry, I have too many windows open. I know that was a little quick, a little beyond the time we had here. Bear with me. It's worked. There we go. See, took 5 minutes. There's my free buyer's guide in the upper right. There's the one I had before. Here's the fall release PDF. I click it and there's your doc. There's your doc. So once again, you guys got to use G Drive. Upload in your Google Drive that's free. Everyone has it. When you see my drive, go ahead and just look for file upload. Upload your PDF. Once you've uploaded it, in the upper right, you're going to get a share option. Go to share and change it to anyone with the link, but make sure you don't give it an edit option. Make sure they can just view. You don't want them to comment either, just so you can view it, or you can download it, but that's it. Copy that. Come back to your kvCORE, back to your custom page, and then you're going to want to put it in the URL and just copy that link right here. Put it under your category. And our example is free buyer's guide, and then, call it what you want. Folks, hope that was helpful. So sorry for going long, and my next client's gonna be a little upset, but I will try to cool them down. We'll make sure that this is posted to our Facebook, or I keep saying Facebook, our YouTube channel, and I'll make sure you all get a copy. Thanks for your patience with me. I hope this was helpful. Why the heck not? The more custom you can make your website, and I don't have to, code to do it, why not? And I think free buyer guides are a great idea. How about step for stage in your home? How about when you're buying a home for the first time, consider these 5 things. There's all kinds of free stuff that you can get out there. So I hope this was helpful, everyone. Once again, my name was Brett K. I hope you had a great Christmas. Hello, and Happy New Year. We'll be closed next Monday. Yep, but we'll be back for another one next Tuesday, the 3rd of January. Thanks for your time, everybody. Excellent, excellent. Be safe over there. Tim, I'm sorry about that. Feel free to reach out to me. I will put that out there onto our YouTube. Tim, you have more questions. I'll make sure that you're taken care of. Okay. Everyone, take care. Thanks for your time. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.